Hi, this is Jim the Keys bartender coming to you from the Blackwater Siren here on Jewfish Creek. And Bill, I think they changed. They're changing the name. People are saying they're changing the name of
really
the Jewfish Creek
That's
bridge.
going to work, Will.
I know.
That's going to be Jewfish Creek Bridge for the next 20 years.
Well, I mean, other people call it Jewfish Creek, but you're Jewish, so you don't have a problem with
Nobody fucking cares.
Yeah.
It's been a Jewfish for a long time.
Okay, well, this episode we're episode 80, Brazilian butt lift makeout party, and I'll explain a little later what that means. But we're at mile marker 108. I think that's correct, right?
107, 108, something like that.
Yeah, because I know the mailing address on the other side was 109.
Yep.
So I figure we're a mile further south, and at the beautiful Blackwater Siren. It's off-season here, middle of summer. We're right before the 4th of July. And are you going to be available next week for a Wednesday to 4th of July show?
I don't know. I was going to ask you about that. You want to do one on Wednesday?
We could do it any time.
Yeah,
well, not any time.
Yeah, we can do Wednesday.
Can we do Wednesday?
Yeah, we can do
Let's do it on Wednesday. Maybe we should. Are you playing anywhere Wednesday night?
As of right now, no.
Maybe we could do one like from the. Maybe we can do one from a fireworks thing and stuff. We can set up. Maybe we could do two shows.
Okay.
And maybe we could do the 4th of July one. I'm going to do a remote from the parade, I think. No, I can't. Jam, I'm working that day. So I'm going to miss the parade. So, yeah, the 4th of July is on a Wednesday. And it's a warm one down here. I'm not feeling as much as you are, it looks like.
Because you got the fan.
Oh, yeah. Let me turn it around.
No,
brother.
I'm good.
No,
I got a little bit of breeze coming across.
Say, don't let it be
There we
said
go.
that Jim is not giving. And as I said, Bill, I'm going to regale you with some stories today.
Okay. Go on.
Because they happened on this weekend. I should go. I guess I should go with a calendar thing. Friday night.
Okay.
Friday or Saturday night. It's Holly and I are working together, and behind a bar at the place we work. I don't want to say it, not because I don't want to endorse it or anything like that, because it could be kind of seen as negative. But what happened is we're behind a bar, and this woman comes teetering over to use the ladies' room. And it was amazing because the patron they were arriving at the restaurant. So keep that in mind.
So they came pre-hammered.
I didn't say that yet. No, I didn't tell you.
If she's tottering, she's hammered.
I did say tottering, but that's
You
not.
did say tottering.
I'm
I'm going to assume she's hammered if you said tottering.
Okay. No, but that's not. Think of it in real time. In real time, when you see someone like that, within seconds, you got multiple things going through your head. My number one was, it's a blind woman, and she's trying to feel her way to the bathroom. I must help her. That's 1 second into it. And they go, no. And then I think, after that 1 second, the woman is doing her impression of an android woman getting conflicting stimuli or going through a logic loop. Must make it to the ladies' room, bleep, blop, bloop, blop, and just kind of failing. And she was kind of failing getting there. And then that was a humorous thing. That was number two. Right. So once I realized she wasn't blind, and then I thought, what's kind of funny? Maybe she's a robot woman. That's my number two. That's how I think. Number three is holy shit, is this woman wasted? And she was so wasted.
There you go.
She was so wasted that the woman she came with and another. There were two other men, but escorted her to the bathroom. She was waiting outside, and I thought the woman was waiting outside for her outside the restroom in order to use the restroom. It turned out she was there to guide her back, and she was guiding her back much like James Brown. Right after he was done a song, and he had to put the cape on him, and he had to lumber out. That's how she was. She was back to the table. And then, so I'm going, holy shit. So they just got here. So what are you thinking in your head? The liquor's just hitting her body. She just left the place. So it's only going to be worse.
It's only going to go downhill.
Yeah. So I just said to my coworker, I said, you know what? We can't serve her anymore. We can't serve her anything because she's blitzkrieg. And she was so blitzkrieg, and they didn't even talk to the server yet, that one of the gentlemen from the tables came up to give their order because they knew that she would not be able to give her order.
Yeah.
And no one within their right mind would. But we caught her, and that catching her before they ordered caused the problem where they objected to it. And that was amazing.
Yeah, it's like, look, she's hammered. She can't walk.
I know. And people think, it doesn't matter. I'm driving. I'm not driving. Oh, I'm driving. It doesn't matter. I'm driving. I can't see the road. It shouldn't bother me. No. I'm not driving. No, you could. There's a whole lot of shit can happen. You could fall and bust your face open. People do it all the time. They break parts of their bodies. This woman was in her early 30s. She could have been younger, but I think by the way she was blitzkrieg, I've had many people like that. I had a woman ask me 3 times for a check after it's in front of her. And then I gave it to her, and I gave her with you staple one credit copy and you give one for themselves. And she says, oh, you charged me twice. She didn't say it like that. She slurred it. Oh, you charged me twice. And I said, no, I didn't charge you twice. One's your copy.
You get to keep one, and I get to keep one.
And then she says, you're stealing from me. And I said, no, you didn't even sign it yet. I didn't get an attempt to steal from you yet. This is the beginning of stealing. That's pre-stolen. I didn't do it. So she got in an argument, and she had her jacked up brother with her, young guy who was huge. But when someone accuses me of stealing, it's like getting the Hulk angry. It does. It does get me pissed off. And that didn't end well. And that person's been back twice in 2 years.
There you go.
And one time she was fine, and the other time she was completely blotto. But she didn't sit at the bar. The other time she was fine, she said it must have been under great control. So that was Friday night. Let's move on to Saturday. This is a beautiful story. Okay. And I'm gonna. You know what? Why don't you tell everyone what you've been doing lately before I tell you the next story?
I've been humping gear and sweating. That's what I've been doing. It has been brutally hot all weekend long down here.
Well, this is how you know how good shape your cardiovascular system is, Bill.
I haven't died.
You haven't died. You got to take
died.
care of yourself, man. You know what? I think I can ease you into a program.
No,
like you and I. You and I. We're just walking.
You've seen pictures of me from 10 years ago when I used to ride bikes.
I know you were lean and mean. I'm just saying. We start slow. We never get past moderate. We never get past moderate. I'm saying once you start doing things to take care of yourself, you start thinking about what you're eating and what you're drinking. Well, actually, I don't think as much. I think about as much.
If I want to get back into that, I'm quite capable of bringing back my old program and doing that.
Well, let's do it. You'll feel better, man. Look at me.
I feel great.
I'm significantly older than you. 3 months, maybe.
I feel great.
Okay. Well, on Saturday night, we had 2 guys that came in. They were Navy pilots and were flying an aircraft. We didn't get into whether it was like a Super Hornet or something. They were flying down to I imagine if they were in Navy and they were flying down here to deliver a plane, they were going to Key West. And I guess they were coming back and they were staying the night in Key Largo. And they met a young lady, I guess around 27, 28. She was ripped, but she was one of those fun rips that know how to do it. Because she sat there. I gave her a beer. She had the same beer for 45 minutes.
Yep. I'm just going to maintain.
She was a professional. She was maintaining. And she was calling a friend of hers because these are 2 young, good-looking guys. And I think they were civilian Navy pilots because they had longer hair than they had in Top Gun. You know, Navy pilots always have the long fucking hair.
Reserve.
Yeah.
You can get away with a little more hair reserve.
I remember when I was a midshipman, I had like a Marine Corps buzz cut. You know, it was, well, but that was because I made a mistake at a barber I went to. I told him I wanted a, a quarter inch should be all right. A quarter inch makes you look like the hills have eyes when you go in there. But, so her friend shows up, and her friend is, I think she's 25 at most. She looks like she's 23. I caught her, she was 23. And it turns out to be some people I knew. No, she has to be 27. Because I knew her parents, and she used to come over as a teenager over to Gilbert's. And she grew up into a beautiful young lady. She came in wearing a tank top and red shorts. No, yes. So she's wearing that tank top and the red shorts. She sits down, and she starts going, "You're friends with my parents." Tim, and I forget the mom's name. I should remember the mom's name, but I don't see him as often as I do. So she sits down, and you know what? This is 54-year-old Jim talking. Attractive girl, pretty girl. I'm not attracted to her. She's a young girl because I knew her since she was. I don't see any different ways about it. And I'm going to have to repeat this stuff. This girl is Bill. This girl is gorgeous. To 34-year-old Jim, definitely would be in play.
She's a looker.
Yeah, she was definitely in play. 54-year-old Jim, I'm looking, how are you? And she was fine. She ordered a Tanqueray and tonic, and she ended up having 2 Tanqueray and tonics. Didn't get too messed up. But within 5 seconds of sitting down, the other friend, another attractive girl, maybe a couple years older, came up behind her and started feeling her up as if she was checking for cancer. I mean, there was a lot of...
There you go. Big old booby lift.
It was... Yeah, and this girl had natural... She had that... kind of like... What do you call it? Like 25-year-old C cups. And
gravity hadn't taken effect yet.
Not at all. Not so whatsoever. And I'm like, for some reason, I'm more shocked than I am amused. I am. I'm not doing this for the thing. This is part of the way I know it would be better probably for the listening crowd if I said, "Oh, yeah, this is great. I love this stuff."
Dude, we would have been all over it. Good thing Luke and I weren't there.
I know.
We'd
Well,
take your shirt off. Check under
they
that
don't
bra.
have daughters. I have a daughter. And I look at it, I go like this, and I go, "Oh, come on." I'm not, but I'm not as sick in mind because I'm thinking as a bartender, I don't want to kill the fun at the bar. And they're really going to town. And Kathy's looking at me like the owner is looking and says, "Jim, what are you letting this happen? How do I let this happen? What do I do? Put my hands on it and stop?" And this is going on the whole time when they walk over to use the bathroom. And incidentally, one goes into the men's room. And then she comes out and starts feeling the girl's boobs again. And the whole time I was just thinking of those different times. Like, 34-year-old Jim, no problem. Probably would have gotten away with being interested without seeming all creepy. But 54-year-old Jim is like, "Oh, no, I do not feel comfortable with what's going on there." I did not. That's just me. And everyone has the right to their own feelings. And that's what I had. But... That was Saturday. It was great. And she said bye, and she was very warm. She goes, "Oh, I had a great time," and stuff like that. Gave me a big hug and all that stuff. And these Navy guys, I swear to God, I felt like I had to give them instruction on how to handle these girls. You know what? The nice thing about it, they weren't horny toes and stuff. They weren't acting, they weren't all pawing over them, which they could have. They didn't paw over them. 2 good-looking guys. We actually traded T-shirts. There was a guy who had a tank top that was some fishing thing, and I had that a Coors Light shirt that said Cilantro. It was St. Patrick's Day Coors Light shirt that said Cilantro, that Celtic greeting for cheers.
Cilantro.
So we traded. We went out back and traded. They were 2 gentlemen. And you know what? I was proud the way they behaved. And they actually were going out with the girl. And you know what? They may go out and do it. Neither one of them was too inebriated to give their consent. So that was nice.
There you go.
So leading on to, so that was Saturday, Sunday. great Sunday was a great day. It was not too slow, not too busy. I'm there at around 7:30. An attractive Latin couple comes in. The guy, around 5'9" to 5'10", completely jacked up, like Jean-Claude Van Damme. You know, like cut. Not super huge, but big. And you expect a guy to come in there and be like super macho and stuff like that. The guy was a pleasant as hell. And then a woman came in, and she had almost too much makeup on, but she had a tan, so you couldn't tell. She had the long eyelashes and stuff like that. Her hair was done up like to the tees, teased up, and it was nice. And she was wearing a loose-fitting dress that showed her abundant torso, which wasn't abundant only in the chestal region.
Yeah, it was wobbly.
And then, and they were real.
Yeah, good.
No one has ever gotten a boob job to say, "Hey, make mine." And she's like 1 or 2 years away from them going.
Yeah, they were good and wobbly.
They were good and wobbly, and they're just way close to going, but they were still there. And I didn't realize till later on in the night, but I'm going to say it right now. She was wearing kind of like a mesh. Right at the waist, it turned into a mesh. And she's wearing a G-string. I didn't notice until later. I didn't notice until someone pointed it out to me, said she was wearing a G-string. So there they were. They were very affectionate to each other. And they started drinking Patron.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Patron chilled with salt. And he said, and this is where I get in trouble with the Latin people. Not in trouble, but they say limon. And limon, to them, is lime. But they got two. They got limon amarilla and limon verde. And it's green. And the primarily, when they ask for limon, they mean the lime. Right. The lemon's big up here.
Yep.
Lemon's big here, but down south of the border and stuff like that, it's lime. But I went with lemon. I don't know why, because it sounded like it was saying lemon. And don't you know, the whole time, this is what, and there's a reason for why I'm saying this. They were talking English. They were speaking English, even though they were heavily accented, very heavily accented. I took their order like 3-4 times to get their accent. And then I realized, they said, oh, they must be Brazilian. And then I realized only one of them was Brazilian, because they were speaking English even when I wasn't to each other.
Yeah, so you got one doing Portuguese and one doing Cuban.
Oh shit! That was going to be the end of the story, but you figured that out.
Yeah.
I didn't figure it out, but actually I picked up on it, which is half the battle. And so they proceeded to start going through affectionate overtones, kissing, hugging, this. So they progressed right to the PG. Started kiss each other. PG-13, no more finger. R-rated. NC-7 danced along the NC-17.
There you go.
Boob. Actually, R would be the boob show up. I think the boob did show up. I think the hand went under the dress. And I hope my daughter's not listening to this. But the hand went under her dress. And then I thought, oh, my God, the way it moved so quickly, this was going to go NC-17, and no way it's going to be an X. Because every time they go, no, it's not going to be anywhere. And they kept on doing it. Now, I had to make a on-site value judgment. And the value judgment was there was no kids around. There was all adults. There were some, when there's women get upset when they see other young women to exposing themselves. But if they were, when they were that age, they would have been the ones.
Dude, I tell people all the time, it's like, 20 years ago, boom, I would have been naked in
when
a
there's
heartbeat.
A beautiful young girl, they like to show their skin.
Yeah.
20 years ago. There's nothing wrong with it. And you shouldn't be judgmental about it when you're a woman. You can do that. And I wasn't judgmental about the guy that was in really good fit shape. I know the guy was in good shape.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he wasn't, he wasn't wearing a tank top and stuff like that.
Yeah, no. 20 years ago, I'd been naked in a heartbeat. Now, no, not so much.
Yep. What?
20 years? Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
One more
look, you're
key-
so jaded. You,
One
you
more keys,
musicians.
girl.
You're musicians.
Yeah, I know.
You know? The nice thing about it, but they were doing that the whole time, drinking Patron and stuff like that, and they're always dancing up there, and the owner comes up to me and says, "Can you do anything about it?" I said, "What do you want me to start filming? Start directing them?" I
Little
can do that.
left. Flip your hair back.
Yeah, flip your hair back. Lick your lips. Lick your lips when you're doing that. And you know what? Maybe. I can't say anything right now. Nothing like a 3-year-old
We're
watching. when I'm
probably
gonna-
out of earshot.
Yeah. No, it's not. Don't. But there was a lot of darting tongues and things like
There you
that.
go.
And I really kind of. I realized that the change that occurred in me over the years, that where I would have been really happy about the things that happen, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That I'm going, oh wow, this is exciting, and then the other thing, I'm kind of slightly puritanical. Hey, do you know Joe, the pool guy?
Yeah, I know, Joe.
He told me. So this friend of mine, Joe, he gave me an idea for a show. It's called Urinal Confessions. I know it sounds like a gay show, maybe. Would it be gay?
No, I'm thinking about sitting there at the crib trying to take a piss, and there's a guy pissing in the sink next to you, and somebody doing lines on the back of the commode.
It's kind of like that, but not with the drugs.
I'm like,
Joe
dude, guys.
says he was every time he goes to the Big Chill, and that's a place here in Key Largo.
Yep.
He'd be going to urinal, and there'd be another guy next to him, and he goes, "How's it going?" Invertibly,
That's a greeting.
I know that's great.
That's
How you
just a
doing?
greeting.
I know, but that person takes it as an invitation to tell them everything that they did this weekend. Like, hey, dude, you should have seen this. We went out to the sandbar, and these two girls got completely naked, and they started doing blah, 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 blah. So he came up with it. Every time he goes to the urinal, he'll just go and say, hey, how you doing? And the person does. And he keeps on doing it, I guess, because he's like, someday someone's going to say, I'm doing great, thank
Doing
you.
great, thanks. How you
I'm
doing?
thinking, I said, Joe, you want to throw a little spin into this thing? All you have to say is, hey, bud, look down and go, nice. Look at the other guy, look down when he's taking a piss and say nice, and see what happens. You got to have a lot of balls to say that.
Yes, you do.
You got to be physically confident that you're not going to get your ass kicked. Much like, well, Howie Mandel used to have a bit where he talked about when you go in a stall, you're bringing a Baby Ruth bar, kind of warming up a little, and you put in your hand, and then when someone comes into the stall next to you, you put it under the stall and go, hey, can you spare any toilet paper? So, do you remember the time I know we're going over stories. The lady that came in to the catch, and she asked for a beer, and she took the beer and put it in her purse, and it fell over.
Yeah.
And, so,
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
then she said she had a long walk, and she didn't want to go the long walk without having the beer with her. I said, well, you could have just ordered the beer and walked out. I wouldn't have stopped you. Even though that's totally illegal, but who's watching sometimes?
Yep.
So that lady goes to a famous place named after was famous for a famous movie
Okay. That place.
in northern Key Largo. That person goes in there, and she's sitting there at the bar. And because we didn't say what it was, I can still tell this story. And I'm told firsthand by a person who was there. It sounds like a hoot, this story. She loudly farts, but it ends up being dampened, like a muffler was put on it, and the muffler was the shit that went into her pants. And she reaches in,
Oh, no.
pulls it out,
Oh, puts it on
and
the bar.
throws it. No!
Oh, throws it.
Throws it at someone. And then she goes into the bathroom and smears it on the wall.
Oh, that's nice.
I know. That you know what? The woman I met doesn't. You know,
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
I mean, the lady that had her false teeth stolen. That's different. We're getting such great stories out here. I don't know what.
Oh, there's always good stories down here, man.
Well,
People do weird shit in the Keys.
Yeah. And I just want to close up. I told Bill and Luke I'm trying to transfer some of the shows over to a sitcom setup, and I'm doing it. I've been writing it. I wrote another. I got 30 outlines. So I figure I get it up to 32, 34 outlines, and then I'll beef them out with more script and ideas, and then try to present it to someone as a sitcom.
There you go.
And there'll be a healthy part for you or someone that looks similar to you.
Come down to the Keys.
Who they gonna look? Who do you want to play you?
Fuck, I don't know.
Oh, come on. You got somebody in mind.
Truly,
There was a guy from the 80s that would have been perfect for you. He was in that movie V. V. Remember V? That's the miniseries about the aliens?
Yeah, I remember the miniseries, but I have no idea.
The guy that
what
was
you're
in it,
talking
he had the
about.
beard and stuff like that. He was kind of like a badass hillbilly dude.
There you go.
But he was real progressive, too, and stuff like that. So he's a hero in it.
Okay.
Okay? That's the guy you would have wanted. But he's too old now. He's got to be 70 years old now.
Well, that's the problem, because all the guys that I'm thinking of are older than I am now.
Oh, there's young guys. There's fucking young guys out there that can play you. So we got that working for us. Who knows? So we got this last thing I told you about when we were at Lakeland about the Hooters girls that were on each other's shoulders. And they got one of the fathers from the team event. My daughter's a synchronized swimmer. We went up to the Florida State Games in Lakeland, Florida. Halfway through, we went out to pick up sandwiches because they only had was burgers and hot dogs. We wanted to have something a little lighter. So what we ended up doing was heading out to a local supermarket that you can order online. So we're heading right outside the street from the venue that we were at doing the synchronized swimming. And we didn't even get to the light. And I look over to the right. The guy, one of the other fathers is driving. I look over to the right, and there's two Hooters, with the Hooters shirts on, one on the shoulder of the other, and there were lovely young ladies, and a third one taking pictures of them. And there's no cars in the parking lot, and I'm talking to the guy, I said, oh, shit, I know what they're doing. They don't have anything to do, so they're just posting shit on Facebook.
Exactly, they're bored.
They get people, well,
Come
and
on
actually,
up.
I bet Facebook, I bet Hooters encourages it.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
They got to encourage it. So I thought, wow, with the Me Too movement, do you really need just a single thing, Hooters restaurant, just to serve? What about something for the ladies?
They used to have a place called Roosters.
No, but I'm thinking about a balanced approach.
Yeah.
No, balanced. Listen to my idea. Okay, instead of Hooters, listen to the concept. It's called melons and cucumbers. Okay? Okay, melons and cucumbers. Now, Hooters, they didn't serve owls. Now, owls have wings, as they serve wings, but it doesn't have to be healthy. Melons and cucumbers. So, Hooters, they were directly referencing boobs, melons and cucumbers. It's going to be boobs and penises, And you got guys and whatever, the girls do. They wear the padded bras and stuff like that. And the guys I'm sure there's padded jock straps
down the front.
Yeah. Well, think about that. It's funny that you mentioned that, but I think that melons and cucumber thing, I'm going to copyright that.
Well, there
I'm
going to
put it into. Oh shit! I may not have time. I got to go to GoDaddy. Could you? No, we don't. You're not going to check that. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that anymore because they're going to have to check that out first. Buy it, but you know what? If you do buy it, you're going to need me to come up with the material because if you have to steal it from someone and you didn't get it on your own, you don't deserve to have it. Abby says she was up in Miami and there's a Brazilian butt underwear.
Underwear. Padded underwear.
The Brazilian butt is kind of
it's a shelf.
Bulbous.
You can set your beer on it.
No, that's okay.
It comes like straight out and curves.
There's a significant part. It's a gluteal. It's not fat. It's muscle.
Mm-hmm.
It's muscle that they're talking about. It's more like I don't feel comfortable talking about it that much. I developed a pretty good butt myself, but
Well, there you go.
where are we right now?
Oh, about 35. We got plenty of time.
35. We can start doing our winding down stuff right now. I think I just did all the material that we really needed for this.
Come on, I'm still working on the Brazilian butt lift thing. I want to hear you get your.
Oh no, she was going to buy it. Her sister thought when she goes to Poland, they're going to Poland in 12 days. They're heading to Poland, and Yolanda, Abby's sister, my wife's sister, said, "Oh, you should go to Poland. You should get that underwear for it, and then people will be staring at your butt."
There you go.
You know, as I get older, I realize when guys get all go into bitch fits about guys paying attention to wives or girlfriends or women they're interested in, it's because you're not paying enough attention to a woman.
No.
And if I'm not paying enough attention, that's my problem, not the other person's problem.
Exactly.
And if they're gonna go and do whatever they're gonna do, it's for something. There's a deeper thing other than just the way they appear or some part of their body. If you keep them happy, they're gonna be around. There was a guy in Philly that I knew. He was kind of a don't even have to describe him. He's a pleasant-looking guy. He had the hottest girlfriend you ever seen. He walked her to and from, opened the door from her, and stuff like that. I remember, oh God, this girl was gorgeous. And I was wondering, what is he doing with her? Not that what should I be with her? And then one time, eventually, she split up with him. Right? And I took her out to one of these, I met her, I think it was part of the way through the night. We had some drinks and we're going back. And then I realized how intensely she needed to be paid attention to.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I went home alone. I was happy to go home alone.
Exactly.
I go, wow. There is two parts to that story.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, whether, you ever see a really, just look at any incredibly hot Hollywood couple.
No matter how good she looks, there are some guys sitting at home that are sick of her shit.
Well, you know what? We're going to finish with these cities I want to talk about because McGeehan's Bar in Philadelphia, on the wall, it says, if it has tits or tires, it's going to give you trouble. I'm sure there's the same saying for guys. If it has balls and a penis, it's going to give you whatever you can say. If it has... there's balls involved, there's going to go out of bounds or something like that. Something similar. So I don't necessarily think that there's any perfect match for anybody. You ever seen that show Harold and Maude?
Yeah.
They talk about it where the guy was a 20-something year old
20-something
guy
with a
falls in love with a
70-year-old
70-year-old woman.
Yeah. That's a great show.
Yeah. Movie. So we talk about the cities. We're going to start talking about cities. We're going to talk about them. I'm interested in finding bars, and I'm going to say, I said it months before. I actually started writing numbers down. I have numbers written on the sheet. I'm going to name the bars right now. Well, we got McGeehan's. I got McGeehan's Bar in Northeast Philadelphia, and that number is 215-624-1793. It's a great bar, neighborhood bar to go to. There's one in Sea Isle City, New Jersey, called La Costa. It's right over the bridge when you come in on the left-hand side.
Okay.
It's 609-263-3611. Now, I'm going to go far in afield on this one. A pub in London called The Grange. And their international code is 44.
Let's see.
20.
Well, that wouldn't be too bad. We're only looking about 9:30 over there.
Yeah, I know. This would be the perfect time to call them.
Yeah.
Whatever the international code for England is, 44, 20, 72, 31. I think 44 is their international code for England. 72, 31, 65, 63. And I want to send a special shout out to Mike from Brampton, Canada, Ontario. Brampton, Ontario, Canada. They've been listening to us at their pool. It only counts as one listener, but if you've seen this fucking pool, it looks like a pool at Sandals.
Very good.
And how hot it is right now, and I don't know if Mike's probably working right now, but there's probably 25 people in that pool right now, and he has blasting through his sound system. And I would like some of those people that are listening. We need individual downloads because we get a lot of listeners that get people listen through the sound system of the bars they have, and that doesn't really count to us. But you know what? Eventually they're going to find out. But Mike, this is Jim from The Catch. I know you're listening because Brampton. Well, it is a pretty decent place, big place. It's a decent place because it is in Canada. And then I'm going to reach out to this bar in Chicago.
Okay.
Bernice's Tavern. Their phone number is 312-961-5516. My idea is to put in calls to these places, find out what's going, hear about their weekend stories.
There you go.
We'll get it.
You work Monday night?
They can post what?
Do you work Monday night?
Yes. Oh, it was jam night.
I know.
It was jam night. Jam night was fucking awesome.
Oh, good.
Oh, we had a bunch of young kids come in there. I carded a boatload of kids.
I'm sure.
When I call them kids, I apologize. You know what? I respect you.
Yeah. You're under 30, you're kids.
There were 25-ish to 19. The 19-year-olds didn't come up to the bar. So we had that, and that was exciting. That was Monday, so I know I didn't give it. Mondays aren't as eventful. When it's an eventful Monday, it's usually a very eventful Monday.
Yes, it
is. And last but not least, I do work, and I'm not going to say because I may get in trouble, but I'm a fitness instructor. It's for a health provider, but they open the gym to the public. And I think I can say it since I'm not. They hired someone. I'm walking up to the. Actually, I'm giving away the whole story. But I'm walking up the front desk at a gym I work at. And I'm looking at this woman named Kara. I go, Kara's there at the desk. She's talking to Sandy. I look up. It's not Kara. It's another woman. They look
identical.
One chromosome apart. I mean, obviously, one chromosome is the difference between a fly and a human, but they're very close. Yep. Very close. Like they could be sisters and same size, same fitness level. And they go, holy shit. They're running out of workers in the Keys, and they're starting to clone them. Or they're doing this shit like androids in Westworld.
There you go.
And that's what I got for today.
Well, cool. Well, I guess we can probably wind it down. That way I can scoot on down the road and play a little music.
Yep. Okay, this is Jim the Keys bartender signing off. And I'd like to say hi to my friends in Philadelphia, Brampton, Canada, Costa Rica, San Jose, Costa Rica. I don't know why that shows up. South Korea, the Republic of South Korea. If you're servicemen or South Koreans, South Koreans could be someone from the Entropia universe. I got to get back on that again. England, France, Poland. I'm missing somebody. Germany. My friends in Germany. The Bastions in Germany. My friends in Trevose. My friends in Huntington Valley. My friends in Key West. My friends in Miami. Fort Lauderdale. Thank you. Thank you for your support. We're going to be reaching out to Chicago, L.A., Madison, Wisconsin. I threw Madison, Wisconsin because I figured that's a big drinking town.
I'm sure it is.
We need that. We need to get a couple listeners in there. Maybe we could do a live show. We could post it right into the bar there.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate you hanging out with us. We will be back tomorrow night. And thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time.